how can I practice compassion, mercy for myself? So I want to share one technique. It's called sacred naming. Psychologists, psychiatrists throughout the ages in different forms have said, if you become aware of yourself, you realize, so Brother Jamal, I become aware that I talk to myself a lot. It's a silent conversation. And the sad thing is, a lot of it is negative. I'm not good enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not this enough, that enough. So the spiritual masters say, Jamal, when you become aware of this negative self-talk, do a spiritual intervention. How? By addressing yourself with a term of endearment, a word or a sentence you can add to your name and continue the conversation, that internal conversation you're having with yourself. So when I was young, my parents said, what is a word or sentence you'd like to add to your name? Or you don't have to even use your name, but that the moment you say it to yourself, it evokes a vibration of mercy, compassion, gentleness. And you'll find that if you address yourself silently in that way, in that internal conversation, the vibration changes. The content of your conversation changes. The direction of your conversation changes. It becomes so much more fruitful, productive, helpful. So I remember my grandfather, who was a wonderful spiritual teacher, he used to call himself brother. So I began calling myself Brother Jamal. If I get angry, I immediately say, but Brother Jamal, it's okay, I'm here with you. I know you're angry, but please don't say anything, do anything you'll regret. Brother Jamal, the moment I say, but Brother Jamal, and I say it with that tone of kindness, of mercy, of compassion, a wave of a vibration of gentleness comes over me. My conversation with myself changes. The moment I've said, but Brother Jamal. So I introduce this in all of my classes, in my therapy. Begin to talk to yourself, because we're talking to ourselves anyhow, a great deal. But talk to yourself using a term of endearment. I say, Brother Jamal, it could be beloved one, my sweet child. So I'm going to ask you now, what is it you could use in talking to yourself? One word or several words that evokes mercy, compassion. Think about it. What could you be using? Beloved one, sweet one. I remember one person was told me, I just can't think of anything. No. But suddenly then she came back and said, but you know, I had a grandmother, she's passed on, who used to call me Pirushki or something like that. And the moment she would say Pirushki, I would feel so calm, loved, nurtured. So now I've begun to call myself Pirushki, and I feel the same vibration. In my decades of doing pastoral counseling, therapy, people who have said, you know, this feels very squeamish, have come back years later and said, you know, that was one technique that really changed my life. To be gentle with myself by calling myself by a tender name, a tender term of endearment. So it can have a big impact. In fact, you know, some of the most difficult clients have been heroin addicts. And a couple of them came and told me that what really saved me from heroin, being an addict, was being compassionate and talking to myself with my term of endearment. So it really does work.